It's episode 3 of the Final 8. Welcome back. And this time around, we're covering the most popular sports in Africa. Well, the most popular sport globally, it's football. And we're talking about real football, not soccer. Well, it's soccer, but it's football. And we are back from the international break. An amazing competition lined up for us. We have the UEFA Champions League. We're covering that. We're covering the big 5 leagues, Premier League, La Liga, and some of the other leagues that you might not be paying attention to. Don't worry. We have all the gists for you right here, right now. And it's the final 8, and we are privileged to bring you all the biggest talking points. So let's get right into it. We just concluded an amazing quarterfinals, the first legs of the UEFA Champions League. We saw PSG dismantle Liverpool. Liverpool team, the reigning Premier League champions, did not have a single shot on target. Can you believe that? So I wonder where the argument is that the Premier League is the biggest league in the world, when your Premier League champions are putting together a remarkable run of poor form. They lost in the Carabao Cup quarterfinal in embarrassing fashion. They did not show themselves well in the last Champions League quarterfinal. Are they going to make the top 4? Well, our prediction is coming up. We also saw Atletico steal a victory at the Camp Nou. Yamal, I believe, is the best player in the world. And he showed that yesterday. He was clearly the most talented player in the world on the pitch yesterday, trying everything. Barcelona as well, mind you, they were down 10 men and they still dominated the second half, which is why we picked them to reach the final of the Champions League. We believe they can pull another remontada, but it was an exciting match. And Atletico Madrid, shout out to Diego Simeone. I think he's one of the most underrated coaches in world football right now. Just take a look at pre-Atletico, under Simeone, and post-Atletico during Simeone's tenure. And the landscape is very contrasting. Before Simeone, Atletico was a bona fide mid-table club in La Liga. They weren't even qualifying for the Champions League. Right now, you could say Atletico are a proper powerhouse in world football, including the Champions League. This is the team that has reached the Champions League multiple times over the last decade. And no one will be surprised if they reach the Champions League final this year. It's not Arsenal they have to go through. And let's talk about Arsenal stealing one at Sporting Lisbon. The honest truth is, as much as I'm a Manchester United fan, and we are naturally supposed to despise Arsenal, but I should say I'm incredibly proud of Arteta, because right now he's doing whatever it takes to win, and I like that. If whatever it takes include giving us the most boring ass football, whatever it takes, win at all costs, right? He stole one at Sporting Lisbon, a team they were expected to dominate. I didn't expect that. So, and then let's round up with Bayern Munich. Bayern Munich is the final 8 prediction to win the Champions League. Yes, if you follow us on Twitter, you would have seen our posts just before the Champions League started. Yes, we predicted Bayern to go all the way, to go through a gauntlet of competition, to go through Real Madrid, most likely PSG in the semi-final, and Barcelona in the final to win it all. And why? Well, let's actually start addressing that point. Why do we have Bayern Munich taking it all? Kompany is an example of a coach that has shown that it takes intelligence and adaptability to succeed. Intelligence, one, because it gives you the ammunition to do what it takes, and adaptability, so you're resourceful to handle different systems and pressures that you would naturally encounter. That's Bayern for you. Their style of play is exploiting whatever the defense gives us. They are so fluid. They have intelligent players. Olise, the last time we spoke here, we had a small argument about who is the best winger in world football. I still believe Yamal is the best. But Olise is in that conversation. He has shown that he's an highly intelligent, skillful player. You have Harry Kane, the best striker in world football right now, and an amazing system that exploits intelligent players in finding ways to dismantle any opponent. And that's why, in spite of the difficult pathway, they have to go through Real Madrid, and Real Madrid by no means is done in this competition. We've seen Real Madrid under Carlo Ancelotti come from difficult position and come back to winning all. They have Mbappe, Vinicius, Bellingham. It doesn't matter, because systems ultimately win at difficult moments. Bayern is well placed, and I can't wait to see that Bayern PSG lineup in the semi-final. We have PSG, the defending champions, not showing any sign of slowing down. We have Bayern Munich, our peak, the most evolved, balanced side in the competition so far. It's going to be an exciting semi-final. And on the other side, we are predicting Barcelona to meet them in the semi-finals, in the finals actually, and to get to the semi-finals. Yes, they do have to come through a 2-goal deficit, going to the opponent's stadium, the Wanda Metropolitano. And mind you, there's been some controversy about that stadium, that most opponents sleep on the stadium. Maybe they put some Aram, Juju, voodoo magic on the stadium to allow opponents to make mistakes. It doesn't matter. I believe this Barcelona team, they have the firepower, the versatility, and an acute coach. I love Hansi Flick. He demonstrated it in Bayern Munich. An underappreciated side actually that won all the tournaments during the COVID era, 2020. They were the best team by far in world football. No one gave them that accolade, and now he's showing that he's a top coach. I see them going through Atletico Madrid Aram ball in the second leg, because I do expect a difficult matchup. I expect Simeone to pack the bus. And then Arsenal, they will probably meet Arsenal in the semi-final. Why am I going against Arsenal? Because Arsenal actually, they are the favorite. They are the odds-on favorite to win the Champions League. I don't see them getting to the final. Why? Arsenal have shown that they can do what it takes. They can beat any competition. But one thing Arsenal has not demonstrated yet is their ability to raise the quality level when the position demands that. In a rough, tough struggle, Arsenal comes out on top. But I expect against top level opponents like Barcelona, they will be required to raise their level, and I don't see that. So we have Barcelona facing Bayern Munich emerging. To do a quick run through of the other European football prediction, we do have Aston Villa going all the way. English teams are by far the best mid-table side. We have quality across our table actually, and that will show in the lower ranked competition. That's why the Premier League is highly competitive. Even though I don't believe they have the best team, they have the best level competition. So Aston Villa is well above all the other competitors. So I see them winning the Europa League, likely facing Real Betis. And I see Crystal Palace as well making the finals, facing Strasbourg of League One. Strasbourg. Are they going to pull it off? That's the place, by the way, Chelsea's coach is from. And yet they've not lost any beats. They're still winning. I actually see Strasbourg winning that final, even though that's quite a tough one for me. But I believe Strasbourg has shown that. And League One actually has shown that it's an highly underrated league. League One has produced some of the best stars in world football right now. And I believe they would have a representative winning an European competition this year. So that's our prediction of European football. Can't wait. Arsenal fans, I'm sorry your dreams have been shattered from quadruple to double now. And I'm telling you, our prediction is for you to end up looking at just one single trophy. but it is what it is. At the very least, I believe Arsenal fans deserve a trophy. They've been impeccable over the last 3-4 years. Unfortunately, you're not winning it all, and maybe Manchester United is back next season. Let's see. So let's get into the Premier League. And like I said, I've given you a preview. Arsenal is to win it all. I mean, the probability of Arsenal winning, guess the probability. 99.9%. Literally. That's the probability. And to be honest, they're going to win it. And like I said, they deserve to win it. They do. They've had the most interesting project for the last 5 years. And as much as I despise, and I'm using that word, I absolutely despise the way they're playing. Ultimately, it comes down to winning. The Arsenal way of playing over the last 2 years was incredible. And I was in love with Arsenal actually. There was a period of time I actually wanted Arsenal to get over the hump. That was 2 years ago when they were pushing it with Man City for the title. Actually, at a certain point, wanted Arsenal to win. I believe they deserved to win. I believe it also showed that patience is important in football. It also showed that it's possible for you to build a team from obscurity to excellence. But then, a combination of absolute, and when I mean absolute sanctimonious behaviors from their fans, incredibly disrespectful. When you add that with the absolutely boring football they are playing right now, it's easy to see why a lot of fans are not really excited about the prospect of Arsenal winning the title. But they're going to win it. And like I said, just purely from a project perspective over the last 5 years, they deserve it. So let's look at other interesting talking points in the Premier League right now. Well, Arsenal are locked in to finish with the title. Man City are locked in to finish with the title. Manchester United are locked in to finish with the title. And by the way, let me make a quick correction. Arsenal are actually not 99% to win the title. No, they are 99% to finish in the top 4. Sorry about that. The probability for them winning the title is around 87%. But that's still incredibly high. So there's a toss-up actually. Who finishes in the top 4 between Villa, Liverpool, and Chelsea? Right now, the probability of Villa finishing in the top 4 is 65%. Probability of Liverpool is 35%. Probability of Chelsea is 18%. And so that's where the question is. I'm wearing a Manchester United jersey. And no one at the beginning of the season, no one predicted Man U to finish in top 4. Please take a look at all BCC analysts' prediction and count the number of times Man U were in the top 4. Take a look at all athletic analysts' prediction. Take a look at that. But guess what? Manchester United is 87% likely to finish in the top 4. And I'm not even considering them in this debate. Because yes, we are going back to the Champions League next season. So, Villa, Liverpool, Chelsea, that's the question. Which one is going to miss out of them? Well, our prediction is that Chelsea, unfortunately, would slightly miss out in the top 4. They have a difficult race. They still have to face Man City, Manchester United, Crystal Palace, Tottenham fighting for their lives. It's a difficult lineup, and they've not been in form. They've unfortunately deployed capital in a wasteful manner, in a manner that sounded innovative at that time, but now that we see it, it was pure ludicrosity, if that's a word, or monstrosity. I think that's the right word. And they're going to pay for it this season. I see them making it to the Europa League and not getting to the Champions League. Now let's talk about the relegation race, because the relegation race in the Premier League is quite interesting. I've alluded to Tottenham fighting for their lives. The great fall. Tottenham fans, let's rewind. About 11 months ago, you guys were basking in glory, defeating Manchester United in Europa finals, and it felt like the world was beginning to open up for Tottenham. And for Manchester United, it felt like doom. Doom square root. Actually, not square root. Doom squared. Fast forward to today, it feels like Manchester United is getting back to the glory days, and Tottenham, the future is murky. Is it going to get worse? Is it possible that Tottenham Hotspur, a UEFA Champions League finalist, just 7 years ago, or less than 7 years ago, is going to be playing in the Champions League, playing against Wrexham and Luton? Is that possible? Or would we see West Ham go down? Would we see Nottingham Forest go down? Or Leeds United? One of those 4 teams are going down. West Ham actually have also won the UEFA Conference League a couple of years ago. That's also a fall from glory. We have Nottingham Forest, a team that was competing for the Champions League last season. A team that is currently in the Europa League this season. That's also another fall from grace. Leeds United is the only one that is quite happy actually with their position. So maybe we should title this section Fall from Grace Conversation in the Premier League. So which one of these teams? Well, spoiler alert, it's not Leeds United. So it's going to be a team that will be kicking themselves this off-season, because it's going to be one of those teams that thought, oh, the future is bright. Tottenham, oh, we won our first big trophy and we are going to do well. Or West Ham, oh, we won the Conference League and we can push ourselves into that big 6 conversation. Nottingham Forest, oh, we are doing so great now. We are an established Premier League team competing in Europe. One of these 3 teams is going down. Who do we have? Unfortunately for Nottingham Forest fans, a team that has won the Champions League. That Arsenal hasn't won, by the way. I just have to say that. Nottingham Forest, the thefinaleight predicts that you would unfortunately go down to the Championship next season. So what other talking points are in the English Premier League before we move on? Yeah, let's talk about the PFA conversation. You know, it's kind of baffling, and it's a big indictment to Arsenal players that the favorite for the PFA Player of the Year is not an Arsenal player. It's a big indictment on you that you are a big favorite to finish your first title in years. Everyone predicted you to finish with your first title at the beginning of the season, so it's not a surprise. You were the pre-season favorite. You are currently on the way to achieving that, and yet none of your players is worthy enough to be the best player in the competition. It's a big indictment. You should look yourself in the mirror. But then I'm happy because it's one of these players. It's a player that's given so much to this team. A player that has gone through the level of emotional stress you could imagine. Betrayal, torture by fans, the media, everything, disrespect, humiliation, gone through moments of sadness, losing in the Europa League finals a couple of years ago, losing in tough competitions, losing the Europa League final last year. A player that at a certain point was undervalued. I like that this season is getting the respect he deserves, and I'm comfortably sure that he's going to finish as a deserving winner of the PFA Player of the Year. It's Bruno Fernandes. He's the Portuguese Magnifico, and I'm happy about that. That in spite of us now winning the title, it's clear that they'll be punished for the unfortunate football they've been playing. Unfortunate but effective, but unfortunate. So let's move to La Liga. Now, what are the talking points in La Liga? Well, Barcelona is 7 points ahead of Real Madrid in the La Liga title race. So, effectively, the probability of Barcelona winning the title is 95%. It's pretty clear. Real Madrid is another 8%. There's nothing to talk about here. Barcelona getting to the title, Real Madrid, Atletico, and Villarreal getting the top 4 positions. Actually, the talking point in the La Liga is the relegation race. And a lot of you do not know these clubs, except one. Guess the one. Oh, yes. There's a potential fall from grace storyline in the La Liga as well. I mentioned Tottenham Hotspur fighting for their life. Another big team in La Liga, in Spanish football, Sevilla. Oh my God. A team that was the Europa League juggernaut just a couple of years ago. And I believe it's still, please fact check me, I believe it's still the most prestigious winner of the Europa League. I believe it has the highest highest trophy in the Europa League. But correct me. Unai Emery Sevilla, they are in the relegation zone. They are actually a 33% likelihood of going down. That's 1 in every 3 chances. That's so poor. We have Sevilla, we have Elche. So we have Sevilla, we have Elche, we have Mallorca, and Alaves Deportivo. One of these 4 teams are going down. I can't believe Sevilla is in this conversation. But it's not actually a new thing in La Liga. Just a couple of years ago, it was Valencia fighting for their lives. Valencia. So let's take a look at some of these teams. Elche are in form. They are in form. And they are peaking at the right time. Sevilla, they're in big trouble. They've not won a lot of matches in their last 10 matches. They've had a lot of losses, a lot of draws. They have less than 2 wins in their last 10 matches, I believe. A 5-time Europa League winner, a former European powerhouse. They are in danger. I can't believe it. We have Mallorca. I love Mallorca. The reason why I love Mallorca is like the Brighton of La Liga. They can beat anybody, they can lose to anybody. I love them, which is one of the reasons why I'm biased towards them staying in La Liga. I love teams like that. And they are Kosovo's, their striker from Kosovo, amazing talent. And Alaves is like the Everton of La Liga. Not from a size perspective, from a play style perspective. Highly defensive, highly counter-attacking, difficult to beat, disciplined, a tough to break down side. So I'm sure a lot of you are like, Everton can't go down because of their style of play. Brighton can't go down because I love them. So it's between Sevilla and Elche. But Elche is picking at the right time. Who do I have? Well, the market has Elche at 44%, the highest. Do I see Elche going down? I actually do predict Elche going down. I believe they have tough competition coming up. They still have to face Real Sociedad, a Madrid side. It's tough. Okay, so coming up next, we'll be talking about the Bundesliga. And Bayern has sealed it already. But there's some talking points. Stay tuned. It's the finalight. So let's talk Bundesliga. I love the Bundesliga because it's one of the leagues where their matches are just exciting. You can turn up your TV, watch any match. Mainz, Augsburg, Eintracht Frankfurt, Wolfsburg. You just know that there will be goals. If you are into sports prediction, one of the automatic predictions for Bundesliga is goals. I just know I'll see goals because it's quite an expansive league, and which is why Bayern, they've perfected the art of being fluid and solving any problem the defense gives them. But Bayern are runaway champions in the Bundesliga, and they kind of have strong, good teams. They have Dortmund, who is also going to be in the Champions League next season. They have Leverkusen, Stuttgart, Hoffenheim, RB Leipzig. But it's only 4 positions on the Champions League. Bayern, of course. Dortmund, of course. Which one of these 4 teams do you think are locked into the Champions League? Between Leipzig, Stuttgart, Hoffenheim, and Leverkusen. I mean, Hoffenheim is an easy no, because they've not been in Champions League for the last 10 years, I believe. RB Leipzig here, they're going to be in Champions League next season. They're back. Even after sending out Sesko. Thank you for helping us with it, by the way. Well, it's Leipzig and Stuttgart. Yes, Leverkusen are struggling to get into the Champions League, and we do not believe they would overcome that struggle. We believe we'll be seeing them in the Europa League next season. And their relegation battle is also quite straightforward. Heidenheim, Wolfsburg, St. Pauli are the odds-on favourites to face the drop, and we believe they would face the drop. So let's go to Serie A. And Serie A is quite interesting. I love Serie A. So Serie A is like college football, right? So in American football, there's the NFL, where the biggest teams, the Patriots, the Rams, the Bills, the Chiefs, they play. Amazing, tough, high-level competition. And then there's college football. You have the likes of Oregon, Ohio, Alabama, and Indiana, who actually won the last one. You know, high-level college universities competing. Of course, any NFL team is considered superior to college football. I see Serie A like college football. I mean, their competition, or the competition from Serie A, might not necessarily be able to compete with the very best European leagues. It's possible. Yeah, in fact, it's true. The Bundesliga giants, La Liga giants, Premier League giants, League One giants are better. In fact, you could even say in other sub-competition like the Europa League and Conference League, those representatives are also better. But the Serie A competition is amazing. College football is interesting. It's a big North American competition watched by millions in America. Very competitive, highly interesting. Serie A is like that. You have Inter, Napoli, AC Milan, Roma, Juventus, and the wild us in this case, Como. Yes, says Fabricas Como. They are gunning for a Champions League spot this season. Now, Inter, Napoli, AC Milan are all but guaranteed. The probability of each of them making the Champions League is over 95%. But there's one spot remaining. And guess what? It's between Como and the historically biggest team in Serie A, Juventus, with the biggest title all and the biggest dynasty gap in the mid-2000s, early to mid-2000s. Juventus. Yes, Como is fighting Juventus, the old god. Oh my god. Guess what? Como was in the lower end of Italian football 3 years ago. And right now, they are fighting for a Champions League spot under an incredible, innovative coach, says Fabregas. So, between Como and Juventus, what's our call on who gets it? Como have been the better side actually all season. Juventus have the experience. Who gets here? Actually, my heart yearns for Como. The analysis of the running leans slightly to Juventus, but the finalist pick is Como, just because I love an underdog story, and so this is me hoping and yearning for Como to get out of it. I believe their last result did not do them any good. They highly dominated Udinese and they drew that. So, like I said, Italian league is highly competitive. It's one of those leagues where you just know that any match between them is highly competitive, intense. It feels like both are going for the juggernaut, and I love that. Even though you could say the tactical level of football is not as competitive compared to other leagues, and which is why Italian international football club team, the Italy national team, they are not going to the World Cup. Unfortunately, they are not, and they've missed the World Cup for 3 years in a row. And you look at their squad: Cagliari, Barella, Tonali, Kim, Bastoni, and highly interesting top-tier defender. Imagine that generation missing the World Cup twice in the generation. And next World Cup is in 4 years. They might be well past their prime. It's unfortunate. But yeah, let's go to Ligue 1. And I have an hot take, shall I say, but rooted in analysis and good judgment. Ligue 1 is one of the most underrated leagues in world football. If I had to rank, the English league is highly up there. I believe the Bundesliga, from a level of competition of the entire league, is right up there. And believe you me, I believe Ligue 1, that's stripping the entire competition outside of the La Liga, is very top heavy. Barcelona, Real Madrid, Atletico Madrid. But from a level of competition and strength of the league, Ligue 1, I would have them slightly above the Spanish league. Ligue 1 is an incredibly underrated league. And you look at the teams there, you have Monaco, Marseille, Lille, you have Lens. Interesting. Lyon. So, I mean, for Ligue 1 actually, PSG are runaway title leaders. They're going to win it. We have Lens. Lens are likely going to make the Champions League next season. Then you have a four-way battle for one spot. Lille, Marseille, Monaco, Lyon. Right. Now, I know some of you would argue about the Ligue 1, but go check all the fantastic stars from Ligue 1. They are highly productive in other leagues. Mbappe, Camavinga, Tchouaméni, Euro. Go check their graduates, their young talents, which is why the French national team is the favorite to win the World Cup. Yeah. I mean, I just compared the Italian national team and related that to the level of, shall I say, quality, not competition, in the Serie A League. I believe the level of quality of the Ligue 1 is underrated, and it's showing in their national team. So yeah, who do I have between Lille, Marseille, Monaco, and Lyon? Or Lille is kind of like an organized team that have the potential of going through series of ball draws, but they are dangerous. You have the Marseille, the wild card, right? They lost their last two matches, but yeah, they dominated their last two matches. They can destroy anybody. They should destroy most of the competition because they are better. But you could see them losing a lot of matches they shouldn't. You have Monaco. Monaco has really been frustrating over the last few years, but you can never count them out. And then you have Lyon. Lyon is the dark horse. I love what Hendrik is doing there. Who do we have making it out? Well, we have Marseille. Even though the Zerbi is good, they have too much firepower. Like I said, they can lose to anybody, but they also have the easiest run in actually. They are not facing any top 6 competition in their remaining matches. Others are. And also, they have shown to be capable of even destroying strong competition. So we have them beating that up. So that covers all our 5 leagues. So let's do a recap, shall we? In the Premier League, Arsenal running away with it. We see Nottingham Forest going down. In La Liga, we have Barcelona, of course, winning the probability says so. We have Elche, unfortunately, going down. In the Bundesliga, Inter is running away with it, and we see Como from the bottom of our hearts, hopefully going through. I'd love to visit Como soon, maybe next season. Watching Champions League in Como, in Big Como. Then we have Ligue 1, and Ligue 1 we have Marseille going through. So we covered all 5 leagues. Bundesliga, we have the top 4 are pretty set. Bundesliga is pretty set, but it's quite entertaining. So let's quickly do a snapshot of other leagues. Well, for the Eredivisie, PSG are the champions. Feyenoord are most likely runner-ups. Ajax are most likely going to have to go through the qualifying stage, and Ajax has been pretty disappointing. They were typically the representative, the ones holding the Netherlands flag in European football. So now let's go through other leagues. Well, let's start with Eredivisie, the Netherlands, the Holland. Well, we have PSV, runaway champions. Feyenoord, most likely runner-ups, and Ajax, the perennial representative from that league. They've been disappointing, and it seems like their disappointing run will continue. And remember, I said Bundesliga known for goals, Eredivisie known for goals as well. Actually, so interesting. And then let's go to Turkey and the Super Liga. Typically, it's usually a rivalry between Galatasaray and Fenerbahce, but really, it's not really been a rivalry over the last few years because Galatasaray have been running away with it. They've won the last 2 titles, and they're going to win it this season again. And finally, we have La Liga, Portugal. Liga Portugal. Typically, it's usually a 3-man horse race. FC Porto, Sporting, Benfica. Portugal, Spain, they are similarly structured. Very lopsided. Unfortunately for La Liga Portugal, they are a significant level below La Liga from a perspective of overall level of quality. But they are also lopsided. You have FC Porto, Sporting, Benfica compared to Barca, Real Madrid, Atletico Madrid. But FC Porto is running away with it as well. So that's a run through of all the leagues. Let's finish up with our dear Ronaldo and the Saudi Pro League. Will Ronaldo finally win his first league title in the Saudi Professional League? Al Nassr is currently a 5 points leader over Al Hilal. Will he do it? Yeah, we actually believe he will do that. They have the best team. Mane and Coleman in particular has changed the dynamic of that team. Joao Felix has been brilliant, and he's going to win another title again. He would probably be one of the most dynamic trophy winner across so many leagues. He has done it in Premier League, done it in La Liga, done it in Serie A, and now he's doing it in Saudi Pro League. Amazing career, Cristiano Ronaldo, legend. Salute. Okay, so before we go, let's touch on some other news. Well, the Masters is starting. Masters is golf. That's if you watch golf. I mean, it's starting in Augusta Championship. No, sorry, let me start that again. Blah, blah, blah. In other news, the Masters is beginning. Yeah, Masters, that's golf. Yeah, that championship is beginning. Rory McIlroy, a Manchester United fan, by the way, is hoping to chase back-to-back victory and wear that iconic green jacket. I used to watch the highlights of Masters growing up. I just love that jacket. It's such an iconic view, actually. And then let's quickly take Formula One. Well, the Formula One is currently on an unintentional break right now because of the situation in the Middle East. So there were scheduled races in the Middle East, Jeddah, that's Saudi Arabia. Also I think there was one in Bahrain, yeah. But because of the situation, it's on the break. So, but for the Formula One season so far, well, there have been heightened talks about tweaking the regulations to make it safer for drivers, because of the battery situation. There have been some closing speed where you have cars with different speed because of the battery situation, which could lead to collisions and accidents, like it happened in the last race with Oliver Biermann, who experienced significant G-force in his accident. And also, we learned new news that Verstappen is losing his driver. Also, we learned that Verstappen is losing his. Let me take that again. Verstappen is losing. Who is he losing now? Engineer. Okay. Also, we learned that Verstappen is losing his race engineer GP to McLaren. That's a big news because Verstappen has expressed his delight in joining other race series, and he has expressed his dissatisfaction at the Formula One regs, similar to myself. And so because of those views, there's heightened risk of him leaving the sport and leaving his sport at its prime. A 4-time world champion who just won the championship 2 years ago. 2 years ago. I'm a Max Verstappen's fan, and I hope to see him race. So I hope he sticks around, and I hope the FIA makes the right choice. Please, FIA, please do something to these regulations, please. And then finally, let's talk on the NBA. The regular season ends in April. Luka Doncic is out. Oh my God. Last time I was here with my guests, we spoke about Luka being a favorite in the MVP race. Well, I believe that conversation is over right now. But that's not to say he's not had an extraordinary season, because he has. And I was looking forward to him bringing that to the playoff, because Luka is one of those players. Go check his historical records. He's one of the players that elevates his level in the postseason. Most players, you see their productivity drop in the playoffs because it's more intensity, it's more high stakes. But Luka, he revolves in those atmosphere. So I was looking forward to seeing him play. I hope he comes back. I hope the Lakers can do something about at least sticking it in round one before the cavalry arrives. So we have Luka. Then there's a discussion in the NBA right now that I can just chip in. It's about the case for the 65 game rule. Well, I'm a new follower of the sport, so I really would say I've not been privileged to watch a lot of seasons where the 65 game rule was not in place and there were a lot of complaints about load management. So I wouldn't have real-time view of those. I can just read what I've seen. But the case was, it was necessary actually for the sport to have this rule. My own take is every rule requires exceptions. Every rule requires evolution. And in this case, it's clear that the rule needs to change. Not necessarily be abolished, but it should evolve. You can bring exceptions. exceptions that brings about real-time knowledge you've seen from what happened this season that can influence how this is 5-game rule should be framed and structured. So that's just my take, really. And then finally, I would just quickly like to touch on Nikola Jokic. I like that Jokic is showing that he's truly the best player in the world. Best basketball player, by the way, in the world. I love that. And I can't wait to see him in the playoffs. But unfortunately, well deserving actually. SG is going to run away with the MVP again. But Jokic, your ludicrous season has not gone unnoticed. A triple-double once again, leading the league in rebounds and assists. Amazing, incredible. And I believe you're a top 5 center of all time, in spite of some opposition to that fact. Okay, so yeah, it's been a long podcast, but yeah, let's wrap it up. The final 8 live. Next episode will probably be about tennis. We'll learn more about tennis and the clay season, the Roland Garros season. We would also be approaching the NBA playoffs, so there will be a podcast on that. And then we'll have another recap episode coming to you. It's the final 8. Thank you. Subscribe, like, follow us on Twitter, TikTok. We are very active on TikTok. Some of our predictions go live on TikTok before the recording goes out. So please follow us. Like, we'll put the link in the description. And see you next episode.